Hey everyone, welcome to the top 10 list, and yes, I did my top 10 best movies of 2015. Now it's time for the other one. Yes, the top 10 worst movies of 2015. Yes, these movies were just really awful. Yes, I actually had to put some thought in this top 10 worst movies of 2015. Thankfully, there wasn't as many bad movies as there was good movies for this year. And also, I skipped a few bad movies. I know there's a few really shitty movies out there I haven't seen yet, and I'm just not ever going to see. Last year, I saw almost every bad movie of 2014 and every good movie. This year, I mostly just watched all the good movies. I saw a lot of bad movies, but I skipped a few bad ones because I just didn't want to suffer through them. I'm tired of watching really shitty movies. I like watching shitty movies and bashing them, but sometimes it gets really annoying. But unfortunately, I still saw a lot of shitty movies and enough to make a top 10 worst movies of 2015. So let's get to it. Here's the top 10 worst movies of 2015. And of course, for a top 10 list, you gotta have your dishonorable mentions. My dishonorable mentions for the top 10 worst movies of 2015 are Knock Knock, Sinister 2, Max, Pan, and Black Hat. God, those movies sucked, but they couldn't make the top 10 list. Thank God for them. But what did make the top 10 was my number 10. And my number 10 is a January movie called The Boy Next Door. Yes, this year we had a great stalker thriller, The Gift. Awesome movie. But unfortunately, this year started off with a stalker thriller called The Boy Next Door. Oh my god, this movie is almost kind of embarrassing to watch, because Jennifer Lopez is a shitty actress, and of course she was bad in this movie, and that guy Ryan Guzman, or where the fuck his name is, God, they were awful in this movie. This movie was the least scariest, and the least darkest, and the least intimidating movie I've ever watched. Well, maybe not ever, but the least intimidating stalker thrillers I've watched. God, the creepy guy in this movie isn't even all that creepy. He's just some psycho teenager. Ooh, I haven't seen that fucking before. Watch The Roommate. God, the movie sucks too, but God, watch The Roommate. Our single white females. Like, this story's been done to death. The only way you can make it good is if you have good writing and direction and add some originality to it. But The Boy Next Door has no originality to it. It's just bad writing, bad acting, and just hands down one of the worst piles of crap this year. Coming number 9, speaking of shitty thrillers, The Loft. Yes, another January movie. God, January sucked. Yes, Black Hat, Women in Black 2 were bad, but these movies were worse. The Loft. This movie has James Marsden in it, Carl Urban, that guy from Modern Family, Cam from Modern Family, and Captain Cold from The Flash. I don't know these actors' names, but yeah. God, this movie was ridiculous and just so stupid. This movie is just filled with unlikable, douchey characters. It has horrible and lame plot twists, and this movie is so slow, and it's like an hour and 22 minutes. It's very short, but it doesn't feel short because how agonizingly awful this movie is. Holy shit, this was, I think, the first movie I saw in theaters this year. And oh my god, I just wanted to rip my hair out, rip my eyes out, and rip my ears out, and just enjoy the silence, because that is better than watching this fucking movie, The Loft. Horrible movie, obviously. Coming number 8 is Hot Pursuit. Yes, I don't know what was more annoying, Sofia Vergara's Colombian accent or Reese Witherspoon's Texas accent. Either way, they were both really annoying in this movie, and this is probably one of the most annoyingest comedies of the year. This is like a buddy cop comedy, and it's one of the worst buddy cop movies ever. Yes, Hot Pursuit is one hot piece of shit. God, the comedy just does not work, and it tries to be, like, wacky, and, oh, they're the opposites, she's the criminal, she's the cop, they're weird and stuff, one's hot, one's still sort of hot, but says she's ugly, but, yeah, this movie is just really lame. This movie is the lame, cheap comedy that people will just pay money to see because Sofia Vergara and Reese Witherspoon are in it, because two very attractive females, because that's funny, right? No, it's not. And Reese Witherspoon, she just did Wild last year. So yeah, it's kind of stupid of her to do a shitty movie like this. Like, talk about a downplay there, Reese Witherspoon. And Sofia Vergara from Modern Family. Yes, another actor from Modern Family doing a bad movie this year. Not a good year for Modern Family actors, is it? Coming number 7 is Paul Blart Mall Cop 2. Yes, did anyone even think this movie would be good? The first one was a pile of ass, and this movie is a pile of ass. You want to see Kevin James be unfunny for an hour and a half? Watch Paul Blart 2, because that is something that you probably want to experience. Coming number 6 is Pixels. Yes, you thought Kevin James was over. He's in this movie too, but he's president in this one. Holy shit, yes, Adam Sandler, again, embarrassing himself. I didn't watch The Ridiculous Six. I heard that was a pile of ass. I could not suffer through that. Maybe in a few months or something. Maybe I can laugh at it. Well, maybe not, but maybe I could suffer through it in a few months. I just can't deal with that right now. This movie is the worst Adam Sandler movie I've seen this year. Hotel Transylvania 2 was okay. Cobbler was a pile of shit, but this movie was really stupid. And it ruined our childhood video games. You know those awesome arcade games we all love and know? Well, this movie just ruins that for us, and oh my god, what a waste of a Peter Dinklage. Yes, you make Peter Dinklage look stupid and unfunny. How do you do that? How do you do that, movie? Well, you have a bad script and force Peter Dinklage to do something I guess he wanted to do. I don't know what he's doing in this fucking movie. And oh my god, Adam Sandler is just typical douchey Adam Sandler in this movie. Kevin James and Josh Gad is annoying as shit, and he wants to sleep with some video game character. Cool. And let's make Hubert turn into her. What? Yes, the plot holes in this movie are beyond stupid, and the romance in this movie is beyond lame, and the story of this movie could work. The premise of this movie could be a lot of fun, but when you have bad effects and bad writing, and you have Adam Sandler and his crew, you're obviously not going to get a good movie, and you're going to get one of the worst movies of the year, which it was. Coming number 5 is 50 Shades of Grey. Yes, one of the first reviews I did on this channel, and wow, I didn't think this would be number 5. I thought it'd be at least number 1 or 2, but no, 50 Shades of Grey is number 5, because we actually have 4 worse movies than this piece of shit. Oh my god, how do you make a movie that's worse than Twilight, worse than Vampire Academy, worse than Immortal Instrument City of Bones? Well, 50 Shades found a way to do it, and oh my god, the chemistry between these two people is so bad. Edward and Bella seem like Romeo and Juliet compared to these two fucking idiots. Yes, it's about BDSM, you know, torture porn, and that's sexy. No, this movie tries to be like this sexy kind of dramatic romance. If you want to watch a sexy dramatic romance comedy, watch the movie Secretary. That's kind of a sexy kind of movie about BDSM. Don't watch 50 Shades of Grey. It's just a very awkward and poorly acted movie. And please don't make more sequels. I think they're going to make more. Please don't, because 50 Shades of Grey was enough suffering for all of us. Seriously. This movie's awful. Coming number 4 is Fantastic Four, aka Fan Four Stick. Yes, the effects were beyond bad, the acting was just embarrassing, and Josh Trank will probably never direct a movie ever again, because Fantastic Four was actually worse than the 2000s Fantastic Four. It was worse than that 90s Fantastic Four movie. That's pretty bad. Yes, Fantastic Four, dark and brooding and gritty. That's not at all what Fantastic Four is, but sure, let's do that. And let's just make it not a lick of sense and just make it completely incoherent and very inconsistent and just really boring to watch. Wow, this is one of the worst fucking superhero movies of the year, and probably ever. Like, this is probably going to be in my top 10 least favorite superhero movies of all time. This movie was god-awful, and it has good actors. Miles Teller, Michael B. Jordan, who just did Creed this year. Michael B. Jordan, Kate Mara, Amy Bell, and all these big actors and talented actors, they're all in this movie. But they're awful in this movie. It's a poorly written, poorly executed, and very poorly directed film. Fan Four Stick sucks. Coming number 3 is Vacation. Yes, this movie probably pissed me off more than any movie this year, because I love the original Vacation movies, especially the original Vacation movie with Harold Ramis, directed by Harold Ramis, sorry. Yes, those Vacation movies are just such great comedies, even the bad ones like European and Vegas. I still enjoy watching the Vacation movies, but this takes all the fun out of the Vacation movies. It just puts a lot of fart and poop jokes and cum jokes and thinks that's, oh yeah, that's cool, that's Vacation, and just have really despicable and very annoying characters. Ed Helms can be funny at times, but he's annoying in this movie. The kid characters are really annoying, especially that young kid. God, that little shit. Christina Applegate is okay, but she's still not that good, and Chevy Chase should have been the lead character in this movie. He's just a cameo, and it's a waste of a cameo. The jokes do not work at all. I was actually infuriated when I saw this movie. I was so pissed off. It's probably the most angry movie. It's probably the most angriest movie review I did on this channel, and yeah, watch that review, it's pretty funny, but I hated this movie. Again, I thought this would be number one, but these other two actually ended up being worse than Vacation, so beware. Coming number two is Accidental Love. Yes, a movie that no one saw. Good for you, good for you. What a shitty year for David O. Russell. Between this and Joy, yes, I'll have a review up for Joy in a few days. God, that movie was terrible too, but Accidental Love was beyond worse, and God, David O. Russell, what the hell is wrong with you? God, this is the guy who did Three Kings, Flirting with Disaster, The Fighter, Silver Linings Playbook, American Hustle. Great films. But then he does this pile of shit about a girl who gets a nail through her head and has memory loss, and her husband leaves her and falls in love with a guy, and oh my god. It stars Jake Gyllenhaal and Jessica Biel and James Marsden and other talented people, and this movie kind of seems like an SNL skit. It feels more like an SNL skit or a Mad TV skit than an actual fucking movie. I didn't know if I was supposed to take this movie seriously. When it tries to be dramatic, I'm like, am I supposed to be laughing at this? The comedy in this movie is like something out of a B-rated 30s movie. Like, it was so bad. The slapstick was so corny. Everything in this movie was beyond stupid. And Jake Gyllenhaal, wow, would you really make Jake Gyllenhaal look really stupid and really unfunny? It takes a serious talent to do that. This movie is so bad, in the opening credits, David O. Russell's name is not even in the opening credits, because I think he's that embarrassed of this movie. This movie is one of the least funniest movies I've seen in the past 10 fucking years. This movie is so bad. It is bad. It's so bad that no one's even heard of it or has even seen it, so good for you. And my number one least favorite movie of 2015 and the top worst movie of 2015 is Point Break. Yes, as a fan of Point Break movie, this movie is a complete disgrace. This is probably the worst remake of an action movie like ever. RoboCop's bad, Total Recall is bad, but this is beyond worse. The characters are horrible, the direction is terrible, the action is like non-existent. It's not even a bank robbing movie. It's just like a sports movie. But it's Point Break. It's a bank robbing cop movie, but there's no cop stuff or bank robbing stuff. It's just really bland and untalented actors trying to make a Point Break movie. And it's just not a Point Break movie. It feels like a student film. It feels like a bunch of high school students are trying to make a remake of Point Break, but it's actually a Hollywood studio remaking Point Break, and it's just embarrassing to watch. It is the most boringest movie I had to sit through, and it is the most disgraceful movie I had to sit through, and it is the worst fucking movie of 2015. I hated Point Break. It sucked. So yeah, that was the top 10 worst movies of 2015, or my least favorite movies of 2015. So yeah, in the comment section below, please tell me, did you agree with this list? And if not, give me your top 10 least favorite movies of 2015. Comment below and let me know. And as always, if you like this video, please like and subscribe to this channel and join the dark side.